Oh well. All right, here we go. Okay, so that's I've made this part dv, right? Okay. So what is u then for?
X.
U is x. So I'm going to set u equal to x. And since u is that, I'm going to take the derivative to figure out that part, right? So I'm going to say du equals 1 dx. Okay, so I figured out what dv is. No, I didn't. Figured out, yeah, what dv is. I figured out what v is by integrating dv. I figured out what u is. And then I took the derivative to figure out what du is. Then I whip out my formula. Again, I'm going to look carefully at the front because I was taught this backwards, and so it makes it all that much more fun. I did the integral of v du equals integral of, I almost said it wrong anyways. Integral of, we're going to u dv equals uv minus integral v du. So far, so good. Now I'm just going to put everything in play. The integral of u dv, well, u was x, dv was e to the x dx. So that is what I started with. Is going to be equal to uv. U is x, v is e to the x, minus the integral. What's v? E to the x du, which is 1 dx. X e to the x minus e to the x plus c. Integration by parts. That's it. In its simplest possible form. Ready, Gian Greco? Not ready? How can you not be ready for this? I'm not ready for this. You guys better be ready for this. Okay, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do the first problem in the back of this one, and we're going to look at the front. Gian Greco's going to help me with this one. Gian Greco.
That's such a relatable
All right. It's worse. All right, let's do 11. It's integral x e to the negative 2x dx. I might think I could u that. First, it can give me negative 2x dx, and so therefore there's no way I can make an x work. And so then I go crud, stuck with the integration of parts. Okay, set. So it's step by step. Is this, can you do it normally? No. Are there two differential functions multiplied together? Two functions multiplied together that are differentiable by themselves. Okay. So check, we can use integration by parts. Okay. So make the more complicated part dv. So what's the more complicated part? dv is equal to, is it what?
I don't know, can you just...
Is the x more complicated or the e to the negative 2x? Okay, so let's write e to the negative 2x dx. Now wait. All right. So then I'm going to integrate both sides. So I get v equals. Now here's a problem. I can't do that without a two-step or thing, so I'm going to have to back this up. I need some more room, right? I've already used u and v, so I need another letter. L, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, W. Let's use W. W equals negative 2x. So dw equals negative 2 dx. Is that okay? So then if I go to integrate this, so v is equal to the integral of e to the negative 2x. I need a negative 2 here. So I'm going to put a negative 1/2 out in front. Are we okay? Okay. So v equals negative 1/2 integral e to the u du. Oh, e to the w dw. Thank you. Good catch. We need less letters. And then it's become negative 1/2 e to the w was negative 2x. Agreed? Okay. So that's v. So I've got v, and I have dv, right? Now I've got to make a u. What was u equal to then? Use what's left over. We made this whole thing dv. What's left over? X. So du equals 1 dx. Love it. Okay, so I've got this, I've got this, I've got everything I need. I've got the u, I've got du, I've got v, I've got dv. Pull out the identity, the integral of u dv, double check, yeah, equals uv minus the integral v du. Okay? So u equals x, so I shouldn't say, what is u equal to? X, what is v equal to? Negative 1/2 e to the negative 2x minus the integral, what's v? And 1/2 e to the negative 2x. What's du? Sorry, what? Du? My bad. Good? All right, clean this mess up. I get negative 1/2 x e to the negative 2x minus, how do I integrate this? I'm going to use my w again, right? W equals negative 2x, so dw equals, right? So dw is going to equal, this is too small, I apologize, negative 2 dw, or what did I do? Whoa, dx. Agreed? So I need another, so it's going to be integral, setting this up, negative 1/2 e to the negative 2x. I need a negative 2. Put a negative 2 there, I have to put another negative 1/2 out in front. And now it's set up. I get negative 1/2 x e to the negative 2x plus 1/4. It's got negative, no, it's minus. It's minus, right? Because you got negative, nope, that one goes away. My bad, it's plus. So far, so good? 1/2 gives me 1/4. Integral e to the u du, or e to the w dw. Okay? So negative 1/2 x e to the negative 2x plus 1/4. EW was negative 2x plus c.
Or 1 over 8.
1 over 8?
Because u is negative 2x, or w. So we know it's multiplied by 4 on the inside and 1/4 on the outside.
What? U is negative 2x, so I got negative 2 dx. I only had a 1 sitting here, because the integral, the derivative of this is 1.
Oh, sorry.
That make sense?
Or no, yeah, the 1/2 in front of the e.
Right, there's 1/2 there.
Oh, you just tossed that.
Oh, yeah, I just tossed it out in front. Or you could leave it in there and then put it out later. Either one will be fine. Is that fun? All right, those of you hopping on 13, did it require 2 steps or 1 step? Was 1 good enough? Is it working out?
It's going to require a lot of steps.
It's going to require a lot of steps. Excellent. Fine.
That's
Good.
good.
Yes.
What you have back here.
What?
You use what you have back here to show.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't do that.
Steps to do that.
4 steps. Ew. Okay. Oh, I can go back. It's late at night and ready to cry. Integral of x squared sine x dx. I'm on the front of 815. All right. In Greco, back with me. What's dv? So dv equals sine x dx. So therefore v, integral dv, equals integral of sine x dx. What do I got? Negative cosine x. Right? And there would be a plus c on that, but I'm not going to sweat that too much. Okay, so I've got my dv, I've got my v. I'm feeling like, okay, this is starting to become not so bad. U is therefore equal to x squared, so du equals 2x dx. All right, so now I get ready to set up my identity. I'm going to go uv, or integral of, is it v du? U dv. U. All right, just make it blurry and you'll never know. Okay, so that's the integral of x squared sine x. I double check as I'm doing that part to make sure I did that right. And of course I did. U is equal to x squared. V is equal to negative cosine x minus the integral, what's v? Negative cosine x times du, which is 2x dx. I don't know how to do that one. But did my power come down some? Which means if I repeat this, I'll eventually end up in a place I could actually do the problem, doesn't it? So, dot, dot, dot. I'm going to drop the left-hand side. I'm going to drop this temporarily. I'm going to look specifically just at this, right? So I've got the integral of negative cosine x. You know what? I'm going to throw the negative out in front. Can we get rid of that? Perfect. Cosine x, I've got a 2x out in front, dx. All right, what's my new dv? dv is equal to cosine x dx, so therefore integral dv, integral cosine x dx. v equals sine. So far so good? Okay, so I got my v, I've got my dv, I need my u, what's my u? 2x, so du is equal to 2 dx. All right. Have I got everything? All right. Again, I'd still have this out in front. I'm totally, you know what? I should probably go ahead. No, we still need to clean this up. So let's just do the last part and we'll call it a day. Okay, so integral. So I've got integral of 2x cos. Oh, I'm not going to have enough room. So I've got the integral of 2x cosine x dx is equal to uv, v, minus the integral of v du, sine x, 2 dx. Okay, now I can throw the 2 out in front or leave it in front of the sine x and just do it like I normally would. Either one will work fine. Which would you like to prefer? Put it out in front. So this is going to be negative 2. What's the integral of sine x? Cosine x? Negative cosine x, isn't it? Yeah. Plus c. And then I still have this 2x sine x here from this. And this was, right, just this part. So I've got another minus, I get negative x squared cosine x is equal to what I started with. Yes, sir?
You push the negative inside the integral after x plus 2.
Right. I'd want to simplify that, yes.
No. Further out.
Oh, crap. Here?
Yeah. It's plus the rest of the sum.
As a plus, so you're right. Good? All right. Did I get the right answer? That's even better when I get the right answer occasionally. That happens. Okay, so that's what happens. Look for it getting simpler. That's an art form, so it requires practice. Generally speaking, with power functions, it's going to mean that you're going to want to you want to start counting down power-wise. By the way, you start with x to the 7th, and you get down to x to the 6th. What does that mean? You got 6 more times before you get to the finish line. Don't stress, you're almost there. Yes, almost there. All right, you got number 13 to play with. Go to 13. I will go ahead and post this.